Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Today I want to do a video on my Louis Vuitton Keepall 45, so let's get to it. So I'm going to do a review, pros and cons. I had this bag for less than 8 months, I believe, so it hasn't been a year, but I want to share with you what I think about this item. So like I said, this is the Louis Vuitton Keepall 45. This is I guess you can say a duffel bag, a travel bag. It's definitely a travel item from the luxury community that you have seen. I was obsessed with this item. I still am, but back then I wanted it so much. When I wanted it, it was around, I think $1,200, maybe between like $800 to $900, but I didn't get it. And when I finally had that love for it to come back again, it was way overpriced. So I did get mine's pre-love. I got it last year around, I think around April or May. So I'm so happy to have this in my collection. Pre-love is the way to go. So you definitely have seen this bag all over like Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok. In my opinion, if you are not a Louis Vuitton lover, like for example, if you love Chanel, Dior, Prada, handbags, I'm pretty sure there is a Louis Vuitton travel item that you may have your eye on or you just have. Because if you're not a fan of the bags or the fashion or the shoes, I'm pretty sure when it comes to the travel accessories, Louis Vuitton is just #1 in my opinion, or just like the top 5. Like I've seen this bag all over. I'll put pictures on the screen. It just always catches my attention. So aesthetically, it's just a classic piece in my opinion. I just love the way it looks. I think it ages very well. I love it. I have the size 45. There are 3 sizes, I believe, a 45, a 50, and a 55. If I find a picture of the sizes, I'll put a picture on the screen. So I'm going to start with the cons. So the first con will be, as you can see, all of this is vachetta, and it's going to patina, which means it's going to darken over time. And I got mine's pre-loved, so when I got it, it already had marks on it. So you can see right here, it came with some marks and water stains right here. Let's see, right here. So I didn't mind that at all. Like I said, I bought it pre-loved and it wasn't completely horrible where I was just like, no thank you, I'll pass on it. This can happen when you're using the bag, and it's kind of unescapable, such as, you know, if you're using this for travel, you're gonna put this bag everywhere. The weather can be unpredictable, so it might rain. You might have, you know, something leak in your bag or something outside, like maybe if you have coffee or a drink and it might get onto the leather. That can happen. You can do some things to kind of upkeep it. For example, I know there can be like leather cleaner. Maybe that can work, or you can try to cover up the handles with like a scarf so it doesn't get as crazy, because you use this 100% all the time. My handles aren't bad at all, and I have already used this for vacation, so that's definitely a con to think about. If you are very cautious, so like if it scares you that the color of the leather is not going to stay the same forever, then this bag is not for you, or just majority of Louis Vuitton items in general. Like if having this type of stain or like a stain right here scare you, and I also have like all right here, when I bought it pre-loved, like you can see on this side it's more of the water stain. If that bothers you, then this is not going to be the bag for you. Now they do have it where this is black, so that's going to be, I think, the monogram with the black letters, so you don't have to worry about that. But I love this classic combination of the monogram with the vachetta. A second con I can think about, that this bag can get really heavy. The first time I used it for vacation, all my stuff fit inside, but I just used that and that was a big mistake. Now I know that when it comes to travel, I will use this, but I also need a suitcase. I can't just put like all of my stuff inside this bag. Like right now, one pillow inside to keep the shape, and it's heavy. So this bag gets really heavy, even though it does come with a strap. So this version comes with a strap because it has D-rings on each side. Even with the strap, it feels very heavy on my shoulder. So once again, if you're planning to use just this could be great for like 1 or 2 days, maybe 3 days most. And if you're not packing it, or maybe you're not carrying it a lot, but if you're just going to use this for a week, it's going to be really heavy, especially if you're traveling back and forth. Now I know that I use this when I need to put like maybe my laptop or any electronics or just something extra. But when it comes to like my clothes, especially if I'm bringing stuff back, it's most likely going to go to the suitcase. Maybe I can just put my shoes in here, but then again, that might make it heavy. So this is size 45. I don't know if it depends on the size. For example, the bigger the size, if it's more or less heavier. But nevertheless, this can get quite heavy. So if you're using this for travel, be cautious on how you pack it. If you have a suitcase, bring your suitcase. Don't just use this like what I did. And mind you, I was at a staycation. Like I didn't go on a plane or a train or anything. I just kept this in the car, went to the hotel, and I packed it. And then coming back, I had a few stuff to bring back. And it did fit, but it was so heavy. So just carrying this from the hotel room to the elevator, waiting for the car to pull up, I was like, oh my God, my shoulder. I couldn't do it. So it can get very heavy. Another con could be, the size 45 inside of a 45 looks like. So this could be a good size for me. But for you, the 50 or the 55 might be a little bit better. So the size isn't for everyone. I think 45 and 55 are like the two most popular because 45, you can use it as a carry-on for on the airplane. So yeah, I like the size 45, but con might be 45 might be too small for you, and then maybe 55 might be too big for you or too overwhelming. So con would just be finding your perfect size, because just because this size is very popular or very common doesn't mean it might fit your lifestyle. Con I can think about, I don't have a pocket on this version, but I guess a con overall could be just finding a way how to organize when you pack. Now you can get an organizer, which they do have, and I found some. I haven't bought one yet, but you can do an organizer to help, keep your clothes or your accessories or your essentials more, organized and put to your standards, so you're not, digging into looking for your stuff, because it can be a big hole. The issue is, if I do get an organizer, is that also going to limit the space? So when it comes to packing this bag, especially if you're doing a lot of stuff inside, you have to find a way where the stuff that you mostly need will probably be on top, and the stuff that you're okay with digging for will probably have to be at bottom. So you have to play around with it, but it's also the fun idea of packing, because like I said, if you're using this just for, 2 or 3 days, then that's fine. But if you're going to use this for a week or two, then just get a suitcase and use this for the extra stuff that are bigger and more easy and accessible to find. I would say those are the cons that I can think about. Now let's go with the pros. So the first pro, like I said, I just love the idea of this. I was obsessed with it. I love the aesthetic of it, and it's a classic piece. I definitely think 5-10 years from now, it's still going to be something that's going to catch your attention and can hold up very well. I'm not sure what year this was released or when it was developed, but as you can see, decades from now, it's still a sought-out piece in my opinion. A second pro is I love that we have different sizes. It's not just like one size fits all. So the 45 is a great size for me. And like I said, you can get size 50, 55. And it's also so cool? There's different varieties of this bag. For example, this is the Keepall. If you like the idea of this, but you don't like the Keepall, Louis Vuitton has vintage bags or travel bags that are just like this. I'll put a picture on the screen. I think it's called the Louis Vuitton Carry-All. That one is also cute. It's a little bit smaller than this one, but it has pockets on both sides where you can insert your phone or your passport. There was actually a point where I actually have that on my wish list. I kind of still want it because I think that would be a really great weekend bag. I love how Louis Vuitton has a variety of options or styles of this particular piece. So once again, if you're not a fan of the Keepall but you love the idea of this, go down the vintage and pre-love market. You're going to see different varieties of pieces of this. So that's another pro that I just thought of. Another pro I can think about is that I love that it comes with a strap. Yes, it can be heavy, but I really do like the fact that I have a strap. So if you are getting this pre-love, some versions do not come with a strap. It just comes with how this is. Another pro I can think about is Besides using it for travel, you can use it for other options. For example, you can use it if you're a gym person. A lot of people use it for the tennis court. I'm not sure if I want to put this on the tennis court. Like, I don't want it to get dirty, but I've seen pictures of it on Pinterest, and that was just like my aesthetic for a while. I just wanted to take it to the tennis court and just look how pretty it looks. So it could be used for workout, tennis, maybe if you're going somewhere for just a day. So yeah, even though this is used for travel, I do like the fact that I can take this and use it for different options in my life. Another pro I can think about, personalize it to your own liking. There was a point where I had a bag charm on it. I'll put a video or a picture on the screen. I do want to add more. I also got a Louis Vuitton locket because mine was pre-loved and it didn't come with a locket, but mine did come with a luggage tag, so that's great. So yeah, you can dress this up, dress this down, use it to your own personal style. It doesn't have to be classic or as it is. You can make it your own style, your own aesthetic. I mean, I see people do really creative stuff. I've seen people use like a pretty gift wrapping paper to make a cover for the handle. I see people made their own luggage tag. And then another pro I can think about is I think this is definitely worth your money, because if in the future you have to sell it for emergencies, I think you can definitely get your money worth. So I definitely think the value of it is still very either up there or sustained. I don't think you'll lose money if you sell it, or even if I sell it. I don't want to sell it, but once again, if I have to sell it in the future, I definitely think I will get my money back, or maybe just a little bit more. I definitely think that this is an item that is high in demand. Like, the supply for it is still there because people love to travel. Like I said, if they're not a Louis Vuitton bag lover, but they love the accessories from Louis Vuitton, this is one of the sought out pieces. There you have it, girlies. That is my review of my Louis Vuitton Keepall 45. I really love this bag. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, wow, I can't believe this is mine, because I've been wanting this for over 5 or 6 years. So I'm so happy I got it. And she's stunning. I mean, yes, she wasn't mine to begin with, such as I'm not the first owner, but I'm so happy to still have her in my collection. Like, every time I'm online and I see this, I'm like, oh my god, this is so amazing. I want it, but then I have to remind myself, girl, you have it. I'm like, oh yeah. So it is a great piece. It's definitely a piece where, you know, you have to have it to understand if it's for you, because I've seen people have it and they thought about selling it. But once you find your perfect version, you know, your perfect size and your style, and make sure that it's something that you want to use, because I'm not a big traveler. So at first I was like, do I really need this? But I still think that this is definitely going to come in handy no matter what. So I'm very excited to continue to use it. So there you have it, girlies. I hope I answered your questions. If you have more questions, definitely leave them down below. If you are new, thank you so much for hanging out with us in our girly community. Please give the video a big like. If you love videos like this, definitely check out my channel. I have more about Louis Vuitton and luxury. I love to do reviews and all of that good stuff. Till next time, bye, girlies.